On today's program, Canadian National Executive Director Donna Holbrooks concludes her interview with Shani Azulai, Deputy Consul General of Israel to Toronto. ICEJ President Dr. Jurgen Buhler proclaims Jesus as King of all your needs. Isaiah chapter 2, verses 1 through 3. The word that Isaiah, the son of Amoz, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. It shall come to pass in the latter days that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established as the highest of the mountains, and shall be lifted up above the hills, and all the nations shall flow to it. And many people shall come and say, Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, that he may teach us his ways, and that we may walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Today I have with me Shani Azulai, and she's the Deputy Consul General of Israel in Toronto in Western Canada. This is a question that will capture the attention of pet lovers. Okay? I have 2 dogs myself. So Tel Aviv has the largest number of dogs per capita in the world. And so, but we also specifically interesting when considering how many are used as therapy dogs. How do you see the benefits of this? I think that was on a tweet you did. Right?
So I can tell you that I have a dog myself. I had dogs my whole life, I think.
Me too.
Yeah. So you would know the benefit, what,
Yes.
what it does to your, to your soul, to your heart. And also I think I read that people that has pets, especially dogs, are more healthy because it made them,
lower blood pressure.
Yeah, also they, it gets you to walk and to socialize with other people that has dogs. So this is correct. Israel in general, but Tel Aviv specifically, is very dog friendly. So it's really nice. It's also, I think, the weather allows you to hang out with your dog all the time outside. Many bars and restaurants are dog friendly.
You make me homesick for Israel, the promenade and the Mediterranean.
Exactly. And you would always see people walking with their dogs. Another interesting fact that I think has a direct connection to this is also that in Tel Aviv there are the highest percentages, I think, of vegan people in the world. It's it's the most vegan-friendly city in the world. So there is a very a big love for animals in general.
Now, share it with us why you support Zionism as not just an idea, but the heart and soul of who we are. That was a tweet that you had put out.
So for me, this is actually pretty personal a question, even though it sounds very formal to us that an Israeli diplomat. My grandparents are Holocaust survivors. So this is from one side of my family, my mother's side. My grandfather was a partisan, and my grandmother had to flee to Russia. They were both born in Poland.
Okay.
And they have incredible life stories, and maybe we can also keep it for different time. It's a very long story. And on my father's side, he was born in Morocco. So both of my family from both sides, dreamt to come to Israel one day. And for them, even though they're just first or second generation there, and for me, this is home. There is no other place. I'm sure that other people in other countries, they know, they feel the same way about their country. And of course, we can also go and talk about the longer history, we're talking about thousands of years of this connection between the Jewish people and the land of Israel. And in all our prayers and the most ancient books, we always pray to go back there and build our home there.
That's right. Yeah.
So this is, it's just, as I said, it's home.
Now, you have another quote that you like. I think others do too, but it is an important one. Don't dream your life, live your dreams. Shani, you have lived your life thus far in Israel, Belgium, New York City, and USA, and now Canada. So geographically, Israel is not even the size of Vancouver Island. You know that now, right?
Yeah.
It's the size of Lake Ontario. So how are you managing the vastness of Canada is one question. With all of these experiences, do you feel you are living your dreams yet?
So I do feel, I'll start by saying I do feel like I'm living my dream. My dream was to become a representative of Israel. I guess also because of my family history and story I just shared with you. I remember sitting at the first day in university, and we were like 300 people in the class of the international relations, I don't know, like 101.
Okay.
And the professor said something like, because of the title of the class, and he said, I know you all think you're going to be ambassadors one day, but you're not. And I remember sitting there at the class and saying, no, I will.
Good.
I will.
I'm
not.
I get it.
Yeah. And so I do feel like I'm living my dream. It's obviously not, it's a very hard job, but it's very rewarding. You did a good research before that, some of my favorite quotes. And regarding the size of Canada, like you said,
vast, right?
even the size of Toronto, for me, it was so hard to grasp. Like, I have the proportions of Israel and even Belgium, which is not bigger than Israel.
That's right.
So it was, and it's still hard for me to really understand the size of it. But
you have traveled it.
I traveled. I've been in the Rockies. I've been in Vancouver.
Are you amazed?
Yes, I also we called our dog after Jasper, the national park.
Did you?
Because we loved it so much. We had to have a memory from there. And I just think, first of all, it's an amazing country. I want to see so much. I feel like, 3-4 years of a posting is not enough. But it also shows how full of potential there is there for collaboration with Israel and Israelis. So it's great.
You have a lot of support out west. We do. So now, what goals are in your sightlines to achieve while here in Canada? You have had an opportunity to meet some of our Christian communities here in Toronto, we know. For instance, and as well as out west. You went to the Israel Rejoicing at the Friends of Jesus Christ, the Filipino church. Yes. They do that like for every year for 22 years. It had to be indoors this year. Next year, it'll be out at Earl Bales. So what are your thoughts about how we, as a country, can best work together?
So as you said, I was at the Rejoice for Israel at the Filipino church.
It was in August, yeah.
It was incredible. They knew the songs and dance, like Israeli songs, and that better than most Israelis. I loved it. They're amazing friends. And actually yesterday, I was also in the Portuguese church, not too far, at the west part of the city, which was also a great experience. And we were welcomed there with love and hugs, and it was very, very exciting and emotional. So I would definitely want to continue and meet more and more of our friends in the Christian community and also other communities. We also had great events with the Muslim community here in Toronto and Hindu community, and we're strengthening ties also with the First Nations here in Canada.
Oh, yes, okay.
Yeah. So I think this is also connect to your question about our goal, is really to strengthen those connections, create new ones, and just not only show Israel to Canadians, also show Canada to Israelis.
Exactly.
It's as important, and that's the heart and the core of our work here.
And so is there anything else you would like to say to our viewers?
I can, after yesterday, I feel so, full of love from the event that we were at. I just want to say thank you for welcoming us in such open arms and willing to partner on almost, every plan that we have. And I really hope that we will continue in this tradition. And I also invite everyone to come and visit Israel.
Oh, that's number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I feel like, the best experience and the best way to really connect between the people and the countries.
I totally agree, because you can talk about Israel, but unless you're actually there and have that experience, you really come away, and for Christians too, you feel like you are your home, you're in the biblical homeland, and nothing can surpass the actual experience of being in Israel. I've been there 50 times.
And you also led many missions
Yes,
at Coast there, so you
yes.
were able to
share that.
Yeah,
And so even though you go there repeatedly,
you can see through
if you
their
have
eyes.
a first timer on your trip,
Exactly.
you live that experience with them.
Exactly.
So yeah. Well, thank you, Shani.
Thank you.
And we look forward to the years that we have together here and your role.
Me too.
And in
Thank
our
you very
communities.
much for everything. Donna.
Okay, thank you.
He was clothed with the robe dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. And the armies in heaven, clothed in fine linen, white and clean, followed him on white horses. Now out of his mouth goes a sharp sword, that with it he should strike the nations, and he himself will rule them with a rod of iron. He himself treads the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty God. And he has on his robe and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
Now there's one very specific aspect of the kingship of the Lord that I really would like to highlight here. In Psalm 10, for example, the Lord is king forever and ever. Now the verse is just immediately before that very verse that highlights the Lord as the king. It says, but you are the one who do see those in mischief and vexation, that you are with the helpless, and you commit yourself that you are a helper to the fatherless. And that really struck me when I read those verses, that here is the king who is the creator of the universe, who is the one who looks over all the nations, but it's not too little for him to look at the needs of the individual. And wherever you might be living around the world, your life might be in challenges today. There could be financial challenges, there could be challenges with your health, there could be challenges in your family. And I want to proclaim to you here too from Jerusalem that the Lord, the King himself, will take care of your needs, however small and however big they might be. In Psalm 147, we read again, the Lord reigns forever. The kingship of the Lord is being exalted. It says in 146 verse 10, the Lord will reign forever. your God, O Zion, to all generation. That means the psalmist exalts the kingship of the Lord over all this world out of Zion. And he says in the verses immediately before, he says, this very Lord also is the Lord who sets the prisoners free, who opens the eyes of the blind, and who lifts up those who are bowed down. That means this King of the universe, he is also the King of the individual.
Heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. Oh, where is the house you will build for me? Whom of you will hear tonight the cry of the Father? Raise in the house. Who of you will hear the cry of my heart, the cry of his heart? Where will my resting place be? Oh, here, oh Lord, have I prepared for you a home? Lord, have I designed for you to dwell? Oh, here, oh Lord, right here, right now. Oh, for you a home. Here's your house, here's your resting place. Here, oh Lord, I'll wait for you. We wait for you, Lord. You're the cry of our heart. Come and take your place. So we say you have a place right here, right now. Your children are waiting for you, Father. Your children are listening. Oh Lord, speak right now, touch right now, move right now. We are hungry, we are thirsty. We are hungry, we are thirsty. Oh Lord, so come be the Lord of our families, the Lord of our communities, the Lord of our this Israel, Lord of all the nations of the earth. Oh, here, oh Lord, here, oh Lord, I'll wait for here, oh Lord, have I prepared a resting place? Oh, have I designed for you to dwell? Here, oh Lord, have I prepared for you a home? Here, oh Lord, I wait for you alone.
So we have arrived at our ancient olive press, the heart of culture here in the Holy Land. This was obviously not a family local olive press. This was an industrial-sized olive press. We have a mikveh, ritual baths in the area, was produced olive oil in the area to be taken up to the temple. So how would it work? Again, you have to imagine harvesting season, the olive trees full of olives. You have come about a month and a half after the olive season. However, I found the last 2 olives that I have seen in the whole of the land of Israel from an olive tree. and they're literally just bursting with oil.
Shall we mix some olive oil?
Yes, I think that would be great. As long as did you have enough breakfast, Donna? You got enough strength in your arms?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to put these olives here, and I need you to push this. You might need me to help you, because it's kind of heavy. There we go. You can do it by yourself, I think. Okay, now obviously there would be a mule or a donkey. Keep going a little bit. Okay. There we go. All right, there we go. 2 crushed olives. Now you have to understand the difference between crushing grapes and crushing olives. When you crush the grapes, you don't want to crush the pit. But when you crush the olives, it's important because a lot of the oil is in the pit. 30% of the oil. Can you feel it?
I can feel it.
Can you feel it oily? I can see it shining here on my hands. See, if you want now, I can take some of this oil and I can anoint you.
Oh,
See, there you go, like the priests and the kings. Now you have to understand the word to anoint in Hebrew is limshoch. The anointed one is the Mashuach. Now if that's the word sounds like into the Mashiach, the Messiah, is literally the anointed one. The one where the olive has been taken, the oil has been taken, and put on the foreheads of the priests and of the and of the kings. And I can see here the oil that is. Can you see the oil inside the pit there? It's shining with oil. Now, obviously, olive oil was the essence of life back then. It was light. The olive tree was described as the tree of light. It was used, what was used in ancient olive lamps. We know the story of Matthew of the 10 maidens and the olive oil lamps. And
how about the time of
here, let me just show you here. You can almost squeeze.
Hanukkah.
Oh, of course, in the time the miracle of Hanukkah, where you have to realize that what we've done here is we have pressed the olives. Okay, we've just broken up the olives. We haven't yet taken the oil out of them. Think en masse, you would then take all the olives. From here, this place would be full of brown olive mash. You would then take a basket like this, and then you would take the basket full of olive mash and more baskets, and then you would pile them up under the press. And then the press would be turned. This would push down this log, wouldn't have that there, would be pressed down, and the olive oil would ooze and drip out of the sides and gradually go into this collection hole here, which would have water at the bottom. The first press is the extra virgin. Why? Because the lesser presses you have, the lesser impurities come out. The more times you press, the more impurities come out. However, the oil that was being used for the temple was not allowed to be pressed at all. The oil for the temple had to come out from its own weight. There was no artificial pressing whatsoever if you wanted to take the oil up to the temple. And that was very important. And that is where the miracle of Hanukkah comes in, because you think, oh, you just press out some olive oil and send it up to the temple. Well, when they discovered there was only enough oil for one day, they then had to send out the messengers. We need olive oil urgently. Well, you can't just take any olive from the tree. You have to take the pure olives. You have to take the olives which have been checked. How do you normally harvest an olive tree? You hit it and beat it or shake it until the olives come down. You can't do that with the olives for the temple. You have to hand pick the olives, and then you have to press them here you have to crush them here on the press. And then, as I say, you can't just put them on here. You have to wait until the olive oil comes out. Oozes out of its own
For the lamp.
and that is for the lamp in order to be able to send the olive oil up to the temple, and that can take, as they say, up to 8 days. The process is not fast, and that was the miracle, that the oil waited and carried on burning for the 8 days until the messengers came back with the newly pressed olive oil from the temple.
Hi, I'm Donna Holbrooks. I'm happy to say that we're in Israel at Rahavot, at the Chaim Weizmann Institute property. Audrey Ruth Peer was one of our members who came to know about the work of the ICEJ in bringing comfort here, and she passed away as an only child and with no children of her own. She had 2 regrets in her life. One was that she didn't have children, and the other one that she never came to the land of Israel. So when she passed away, she left an estate, and I wanted to make certain that the funds that she had given to us would be used in a way that she would have wanted. It was not designated. So I had a list of the ICEJ aid. I shared it with her friend Pat. I said, Pat, what do you think Audrey would like, how we use her funds? And so it was decided. So music was important to her. children also important to her. And so we undertook the fund and we divided it 4 ways equally. And it went to a petting zoo for orphan boys near Tel Aviv. It also went to build 2 new music rooms at Bet Yosef up at Haifa, which is a very large community center. We also helped to complete a playground for another orphanage to the south of Israel. And then it enabled us to restore our scholarship for Christian young adults. This is a legacy that one of our members left. Her name, even though she was never in Israel, her name is in the land on those 3 projects, and it continued for 5 years on our Canadian scholarship for Christian leaders who have never been to Israel, who are in the age group of 17 to 30. 30 scholarship. These are new ambassadors back to Canada who are sharing their love of Israel and their understanding for the Jewish people. Would you consider being a shomer, keeper of Israel, in your state giving? That leaves a wonderful legacy here in Israel. I'd like to thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. And be sure to visit our website at www.icej.ca or call us at 1-866-324-9133. And for our Canadian residents, be sure to ask for your free Canada-Israel pin. Through your contributions to ICEJ Canada, you can participate by giving to Haifa Home for Holocaust Survivors, Women at Risk Red Carpet Project, Operation Life Shield Bomb-Proof Shelters, Mentoring Programs, Aliyah Support, Children's Projects, Israel in Crisis, Israel Aid, Magan David Adam Emergency Services, Christian Friends of Yad Vashem, Scholarships for Young Adult Leaders, ICEJ Canada Media Fund, Gift Estate Securities Fund.